Right. Hello, folks. When I started to make this channel in these videos, I promised to talk about things, everything, including things that might annoy me personally. And it really annoys me, for example, when my government promises something and then they are either too slow or too reluctant, sorry, missing the word, in doing it. So today we are going to watch a piece of Euronews. Please go check out their channel. They are a reliable source of news that I use sometimes to fact check a couple of things. They are usually right, that's all to say, because they transmit facts. But there's a couple of things of this channel that I don't like, but whatever, okay? But let's just watch this piece first. This is regarding the fact that a couple of European countries are still buying liquefied gas that comes from Russia. And if you don't know this, Spain was receiving around 10 to 20% of Russian gas and oil, and Portugal, it's less than 5%. Okay, but even so, with as soon as the sanctions started, my government said we are going to stop buying any kind of fuel from Russia. This is what they said. Okay? And gas and fuel, it really stopped flowing around here. Okay? It was replaced by the other sources of gas and oil that we use, mainly from the North African states and also from Nigeria, from America, from anywhere but there. But the fact is that now, all these years have passed, and I come to understand this that we are going to listen to.
The European Commission has proposed a ban on imports of Russian liquefied natural gas as part of a new package of sanctions against Moscow. It marks the first time that sanctions are used to target Russian LNG, which today continues to flow into Belgium, the Netherlands, France, Spain and Portugal. If the ban is approved,
And why is my question.
member states will be forbidden from purchasing Russian LNG as of 1st of January 2027.
So far, we have not had sanctions on buying gas from Russia, and this will now change. The situation is so serious. Putin is refusing to go to the negotiation table. We have Russian drones over member state territory, and this will of course not stand. It has to have consequences, and this is why we're taking this step where it is now sanctions that will ban the import of LNG.
The new sanctions package also touches upon Russian oil, but it does not address the exemption granted 3 years ago to Hungary and Slovakia. Thanks to this carve-out, both countries continue to buy Russian crude through the Druzhba pipeline.
This package is a package that focuses on LNG, and this is new. This is a step forward and a bigger pressure that we put on Russia. And with regards to the oil, we already do have sanctions. 2 countries have derogations that will still be there. But there's also a circumvention of the sanctions, unfortunately, taking place via the shadow fleet of Russia. And the sanctions will also hit them much harder.
The proposal from Brussels comes as US President Donald Trump ramps up his pressure on Europeans to stop buying Russian energy
Sorry, this is
immediately.
bullshit. This is bullshit. Okay, now let's focus on me. Okay, first thing is first. Please go check out Euronews and go and take a look at the news. Now, uh, the first thing I'm going to say is this. Why the hell are we still buying shit from Russia? I would expect shit like this from Orban and that crazy lunatic Figo. Okay, sorry. that apparently crazy lunatic. I would expect it from them. But to my country to still buy LNG from Russia, are you effing kidding me? Look, I don't use gas in my house. Okay. In fact, it's one of those things that really annoys me is in a country like ours to use gas to for warmth or for food or whatever. Okay, because we really don't need it. It only snows in the top of the mountains. Okay, in the highlands in the middle of the country. In the rest of the country, seldom does it snow. Okay, it does not justify all of this. We can perfectly use other sources of energy to warm up the houses. Okay, and during summer we can also use other source of energies to power ACs and whatever, and fans and whatever. Okay, you understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that we don't need this fuel. We don't need to buy fuel from Russia. No one needs to do this. This is utmost madness. And if you want my personal opinion is that yes, yes, any European country that buys fuel from Russia should be should be punished. And that includes mine. Okay? And as for the derogations to be granted to Hungary and Slovakia, they have to end. If they cannot get their fuel from elsewhere, then we all, as a European Union, have to find a way to provide them with the fuel at the same price they are getting it from Russia and end this shit. The only way Russia will and just look at the shit that Russia is doing in Serbia with all those military parades and with what the government did to the people that were protesting against them in the streets. Just look at that too. Maybe I will make a Newswatch video about that because, in my opinion, that is highly serious. We have to, and then we have a jet, one or two Russian jets that crossed over to Estonian airspace. We need to put an end to this shit. Okay, it's I don't care what people say. Okay, you think Putin will fire his nukes? He knows that if he fires his nukes, it's not just the European countries that have nukes that are going to fire back. No. The United States, I have my serious doubts, unless the Russians target US military targets. But China will fire their nukes against them. And if you think they won't, then you are a bigger fool than I thought. Because you really don't understand the type of relationship that China is trying to establish with Russia. But again, that is the subject for another video. I will talk about it. Have no doubts about it. I will talk about it. But my question here is this, and I question my government directly. And if you want to know something, I think I'm going to write them. Send an email asking a question. Why are we still using Russian LNG? And I know it's an insignificant percentage. Okay? I know it's very little. It's less than 5%. But to me, I don't care if it's 5%, 50%, 100%. It should be zero. No one should be buying anything from Russia. What those bastards are doing in Ukraine deserves no mercy. And if they are going to try and fly around our areas, then they have to be shut down. Period. Oh, they will do this, they will do that. F them. Let them try. Let them try. You don't you don't do this with a bully. And you don't do this shit that the idiot was talking about in the end of the piece. Sorry, but I have to say this. Excuse me. That person was saying in the end of the piece about President Donald Trump. No one gives a fuck about Trump. He's a weakling. The question here is this. We cannot be buying shit from Russia. Period. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Even the roads to Russia should be blocked. Do you understand this? We cannot do any trade. And they have been issuing sanctions, doing all of this, and now they remember themselves, oh, let's sanction the countries that they shouldn't be buying it in the first place. This is ridiculous. No, this is really ridiculous. They either they stop this shit, and the UK is also buying it. Don't forget that. But either they end this shit, or you are not going anywhere. Look, the only way, the only way to end this war is with a hard stance. You cannot be weak. You cannot be appeasing dumb shit. You don't need, and you don't want to do it. What you want to do is this. A Russian jet crosses over the border, it gets nuked. Sorry. It gets shot down. They send some drones, they get shot down. And then if they are going to continue to do this, then we do a no-fly zone. They try to find that zone, they get shot down. 50 kilometers from our border. Either stay on your side of the border, or this is what you're going to get. And we need to be preparing seriously for war with them. We are already at war with them. Okay? This is just a preliminary. This war will determine the destiny of the entire world. You have to understand this. It's not just Ukraine that is on the line. It's the next 100 years that are in the line. And as for me, I don't want 100 years of bondage. Okay? I don't want to be no one's slave. I want to live 100 years. Thank God. Okay? I think we have purposely small lifespans so that we don't live enough to see this entire shit coming down. Okay? But I don't want this for me, for my family, for my descendants, whatever. You understand this? If anyone is listening to me, make as much noise as you can, as much pressure as you can on your representatives, and tell them this: stop buying anything from Russia, or I'm not going to vote for you. We have to do this. We have to go online. We have to make some noise, because this cannot continue. This cannot continue. And as for my government, well, thank you a lot. You promised us that you were going to stop buying this shit. And yet, here you are, still buying LNG. Oh, it's just a little bit. I don't care. I don't care if it's a little bit or a big bit. It's a bit. It's a bit of money that lands in the pocket of Putin that then he uses to kill people in Ukraine. Any money that Russia gets, they're killing people in Ukraine. They are murdering people. For God's sakes, a couple of days ago, they killed a bunch of pensioners and some post office employees when they were receiving their pensions. Was that a military target? Oh, it was a mistake. Oh, yes, sure, it's a mistake. Just like the tanks rolling into Gaza right now. That's just a mistake. Look, a mistake was when the Mongol Empire destroyed the Khorasani Empire. This is a tragedy. Well, thank you for listening to my rant. I was really pissed off. I'm really pissed off about this. So I decided to make this video because, I think I would bust. But this is very important. If you are in Europe, in these countries, in the Netherlands, in France, in Spain, in Portugal, whatever, make pressure. tell them to stop buying Russian shit, or you are not going to vote for them. They have to understand that this situation cannot go on. Oh, your energy will be more expensive. No, no, my energy won't be more expensive. I'm paying you taxes to find solutions. You can buy that damn thing from elsewhere. Buy it from Canada. Why not? Much better than be buying it from that lunatic in the East. Well, thank you for listening. Got a low my blood pressure. Thank you for listening in, and I hope to see you all in the next one.